So now the entire world knows what a majority of Canadians already knew. Our Prime Minister Trudeau is a joke, and a bad joke at that. The worst is not even that the President of the United States labeled him as two-faced to the world. We already knew that Trudeau is the most hypocritical guy at any gathering, whether it be of world leaders or members of Parliament. The examples of his hypocrisy are as long as a 10-year-old's Christmas list. And how damaging is it to a relationship with your biggest trading partner that you have pissed off the President so much that he cuts his visit short by a day and goes home? No, the worst is about our PM not being prepared for the obvious at a meeting of Western leaders. We know his character is childish, but at least I thought he would be minimally prepared. After Trump upbraided his counterparts at the last NATO meeting in Brussels for not contributing their fair share, you would have thought that the PM would have had the facts. Instead, he did not know what Canada's contribution was. He had to ask an aide in front of the President and the cameras. And speaking of cameras, the now notorious recording of the PM making puerile cracks about the President was not made with some surreptitious phone camera. These were large cameras, openly recording the event for international news services. Does he not have an ounce of common sense? The savvy Boris Johnson does not appear to be joining in on our PM's follies, but I digress. The answer to our PM given by the official was evidence that Canada is not pulling its weight. 1.32% of GDP instead of the 2% already agreed upon by all NATO countries. And this from a government which has not the slightest problem running deficits of an enormous size. In a period when Russia annexes Crimea, continues to wage war against Ukraine, and antagonistic nations are increasingly militant, it only makes good sense to support our allies. If our allies alone do not warrant maintaining a viable defense, how about for Canada itself? It seems that our Royal Canadian Air Force is either horribly underfunded or undertrained. When the PM's own plane is in the garage for repairs after being crunched in what appears to be an accident of tremendous carelessness at the air base in Trenton recently. And to add to the severity of the problem, the backup plane used to ferry Trudeau and company to London is also now grounded because of an engine malfunction discovered during routine inspection after it landed. The lack of funding to the armed forces seems to be causing problems of annoying proportions. So at the start of a new parliament, after being admonished by the voters, this PM appears not to have grown up at all. He should leave the talking to those who are in the know and leave Canada out of the laughingstock of the international press.